It's a quiet area. We are live, Thomas. Z Nation,
Hello.
coming to you with the Daily Xander podcast. It is my pleasure to introduce to you a fan favorite, even though it's his first time on the podcast. Old roommate of mine from university days, but the myth, the man, the legend himself, the professor of Japanese culture and a coding wizard, Thomas Johan Back. Pleasure to have you on the Daily
Hello.
Xander. Welcome
It's
aboard.
great to be here as well.
Even though this is your house we're in right now.
Yeah, no.
In the
I'm
backyard.
your territory now.
You're in my territory.
While the film is rolling.
Yeah, man. I've
Yeah.
had, because we originally know each other from university, Northern Arizona University. We were roommates. And this
Yes.
is like I think it's my fourth time visiting you where you're originally from, Sunnyvale, California.
Yeah. Yeah, you visited, like, I think probably every year. While
Just
we were
about.
Still, yeah.
That's what good friends do.
Yeah.
Good friends. When do you
Yeah.
come visit me?
I don't, dude, you don't have a place of residence.
Don't have a residency at the
yeah.
moment. Would you like
You're everywhere.
Let me know if you want me to live where you guys live, and I'll gladly think about it and consider it. But Thomas, I'm very honored to spend the
Same.
day with you
Same as well.
because it's been a very blissful day.
Yeah.
Woke up, we worked out, so we got our sweat on, we took a sauna, and then you took me to San Francisco. Was not expecting at all to go to San Francisco.
Really? You thought it was
No,
gonna
man.
cheap out? and
No, not cheap
take
out.
you
I just
to-
didn't give much consideration to like this visit. I was like, just
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
visit and go from
Yeah.
there.
Well, I mean, if you're in the Southern Bay, like, all you get to do here is eat.
So we
and
went
drink.
to two places. Highly recommend in San Francisco.
Yeah.
The first place, what was the stair place?
It's called the 16th Avenue Tiles.
16th Avenue
Yeah.
Tiles. Highly, highly recommend it.
Yeah,
Beautiful view. We saw like the fog coming in.
Yeah.
It was really neat.
yeah. If you go a little above it, there's like a little park where you get like a 360 view. Of
Yeah,
the
I
entire
did not
city.
like consider it's going to happen whatsoever. And then the next place, which I highly recommend, highly, highly recommend. What does that say about it? I'm having
Just saying, come to
Oh.
Yard House tonight.
Ah, sorry. Well, somebody will be up in the air, unfortunately.
I'm sorry, Amber.
But the Japanese tea garden.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was
it's
a
beautiful.
neat find. Japanese
Yeah.
tea garden. Lots of koi fish. Just like the enclosure of it with all the different like trees you would find.
Yeah,
Tied
yeah.
to Japan, as
Yeah,
well as
it's very
well
simple.
as I'm blanking on the name.
With the pagodas.
The pagoda.
Yeah.
Two new words I learned today: pagoda,
Pagoda and purgatory.
purgatory.
Yeah.
See how long
Two
they stay in my
Ps.
head. Two P's. But those are two places highly recommend. And now
Yeah.
he knows about them too. First time. Lived in Northern California a good chunk of your life.
Yeah, I
Been
mean,
to San Francisco
all my
many
life,
times.
basically. Yeah.
New places you learn every day.
Yeah,
There's so much
yeah.
around your area. So much.
Yeah.
So Thomas, I kind of already did a little pre-planning for this, and I got some like questions,
Okay.
talking points.
Okay.
But the first one, I already asked you today, but we're gonna do it again. Thomas, what are you grateful for right now in this moment, up to this point?
I guess based on, I don't know, what we discussed earlier. Grateful.
No, just what do you
that-
feel right now?
Yeah.
What's the gratefulness in here saying?
I mean, probably grateful that I get to stay with my parents post-graduation.
Yeah.
So I can, I don't know, have some time to do the job searching, get everything down in that department.
Find like a really good fit, because I'm sure like a lot of people when they especially like enter a more professional setting for jobs,
Yeah.
they might like rush into it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like it's definitely the opposite in this area. I mean, I can't rush into a thing because I'm
Yeah.
having trouble finding something that's more
Yes.
than an entry level or something
Yeah.
that is an entry level job.
Yeah, so then like most individuals here like take their time, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
Just because, like you said, I think you pick
not
me
through
up
not
yesterday
through
and you're
choice though.
like, yeah, not through choice.
Yeah,
Understandable.
yeah. But yeah, so grateful for that.
And
I
you
guess.
you will get the right ideal job for yourself.
Yeah,
given, like,
yeah.
your
I have no doubt
skills
about
and
that. Yeah, I have a good amount of time.
Top coder, by the way. Top coder in not only Sunnyvale area, but Northern California area, the whole tri-district. Yeah, you want to certainly peruse this man's portfolio
No.
online. Yes, yes. What do you know? Yes, absolutely.
I wouldn't recommend it if you're trying to get
Okay.
go professional, but get in my way there. Yeah,
Yeah, man. You're top notch. Top notch.
yeah, yeah. It's great.
So grateful for
Yeah.
parents, family, being
Yeah.
able to stay while you're transitioning to the
Mhm.
next chapter, next journey, next phase.
Yeah. And I guess the other thing I told you about that I'm grateful for is that
in regards to like
what was it?
a good, helpful community? So
Yeah, the whole coding community is why I've been spending time looking for a job. I get a lot of free time to work on projects personal projects that I want in state that I have the time to do, that I can show off the skills I have. So I definitely more grateful about like the whole coding community online. That's, I don't know, always there to help with questions. They put out blogs all the time to help explain things. And so
that's really neat that exists, because again, you can take this anywhere in the world, and if like you run into an issue,
it's insane.
Use the power of the internet.
Presto. Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, you look up one little concept, you're like, oh, how do I do this? And the first like 30 results are going to be someone that already had that question before. So in coding, in coding is such like a perverse like sort of like landscape and structure where, I mean, there's so many different aspects to it that it's surprising that you still find like questions that have been asked before.
Dang.
Yeah.
So again, it's just like it's a vast universe of untouched like asteroids.
I mean, I guess, but asteroids that you think aren't untouched but are touched.
Yeah. And they're not going anywhere, and they're not going to crash into anything. They're going to light up the sky.
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, cool, man. Continue to stay grateful for your parents, and continue to stay grateful for the other individuals out there that look to add value in that form, which is fantastic. So I always like that lead-in, because it just like kind of sets like a perspective of like what you're grateful for. Like, oh that's what I'm grateful for. Like, imagine if I didn't have that, things would be a lot different. Yeah. So it's a great practice to have, like in any like sticky situation that can arise. So with you, Thomas, like you have a great background with just like music, whether you play it or like you listen to it, you go to like a lot of live events.
I don't know if that gives me a great background. I feel like it's a majority of people.
But you have a unique flair when it comes to like music preference or just like articulating music. I would say. Do you feel that way?
I suppose so. I don't want to.
What would you say you're excited about in regards to music? When you just think of music, like what gets you excited about music?
I don't know. I think it's just a crazy, still like one of the last unexplained things, that these vibrations can be like arranged in a certain way to make us feel, I don't know, feel happy, sad, like a whole range of emotions that like reflect ours. But when you look at it, it's literally just like vibrations that are like syncopated and I don't know. So I think that's pretty magical, because I mean, like where back in our evolution was that like designed for us to respond to music in that way? So I think it's pretty amazing that it's
how it's evolved to here versus where it probably just originated off a mistake, almost like somebody started rocks or sticks or something like that. And it just transitioned from there. And
it's just this whole, there's a lot of depth to it. You listen to a song, you visualize things, it feels like that song encompasses its own world. It's pretty so I think it's just a magical thing.
Definitely is. It's like today when we were driving back from San Francisco and we were playing different music, and then I asked you that question about like, is there a style you call this music where it introduces like one sound and it builds up, and then after it drops, then all of it comes together?
I mean that's like the template for a lot of songs, like just random sounds being introduced. But I guess for a lot of the like that percussion type of music, it's, I don't know how to explain it. It's they sample a lot of different like beats or like one-time hits and things like that that they like used over and over again. I don't know.
I don't know what you call it either. Here's what the connection I make with like music and then coding. It's like, it's imagination based. It's like, it's infinite what you can do with it. So like, what gets you excited about coding? That being computer coding, because you're like I said, you're a coding wizard.
What wizard?
Yes. Coding Swedish wizard. How about that? You want titles? I can give you titles galore.
No, I don't need any more titles.
Okay.
I think, I don't know, with coding, it's what we talked about earlier. You can be creative, but you have to adhere to like logic and like, I don't know, try to
It's kind of like coding physics.
Use math to be
efficient.
Physics. Yeah, sort of in a way. There's like a structure to any engineering discipline, and engineering has its own too for how you'd build like a model and stuff. I don't know. But yeah, so I mean, with coding, it's the same. Where like, if you envision something like a system working a certain way, you just have to figure out like how with logic it can work that way. And
right.
You have to bridge that gap between like, I guess, what you imagine and then also how you build it. And just with research and spending time,
Yeah.
then you can make it a reality. I don't
Make it a
know.
reality.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
Well, like something you mentioned with coding that you'd be interested in doing is using coding for education of different languages. So like
Oh
learning
yeah.
new languages.
I mean, that's already been done a ton of times. I just think that way because I like studying languages.
well,
But
yeah, but like enhancing or giving your own like process with what you can do with it.
Yeah. And there's tons there's tons of like quiz games, like just lesson
Well, do you specifically have something in mind that you would like? What your vision or like your dream with what you can do with coding, like?
Not really, honestly. Yeah, I don't think I've gotten to that point where I have a grand one.
Or just like not one grand one, but like some ideas. Where like I want to pursue this. I want to pursue this with coding. Like coding can enhance this issue or this. It can just enhance the way to live. Or...
Wow, I feel like honestly, I don't have like anything.
That's okay.
About caliber right now.
That's okay, man.
Yeah.
It's just perusing.
Yeah.
Perusing your perspective.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just trying to get. Yeah. I think once I have a bigger understanding of how to build these things, once I start working within a team, then it'll be easier.
Gives you an idea of like, oh, this is attainable. This is achievable.
Yeah.
Let's verse off from there.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm still pretty young.
You'll be young the rest of your life.
Young in this discipline, yeah.
Be young the rest of your life.
I'll try to be.
Which means keep taking saunas.
Yeah.
Keep taking saunas.
Yeah. Sweat out all the gunk.
That's what we're doing today. Sweating out all the gunk, that's for sure. Next one. You're going to like this one. Because I remember talking to you a little bit before. I just can't remember the exact reason behind. But what is your fascination, your interest that got you going with Japanese culture? Because Thomas can speak fairly fluent Japanese, would you say?
Maybe almost fluent.
Almost fluent,
Yeah.
that's big.
But still, yeah.
Put it this way, you can
Some more
dream.
work to do.
You can dream in Japanese, though.
Yeah, sometimes it happens. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think just the area I grew up in, we have a lot of like immigrants from like a lot of Asian cultures and everything. So just growing up, a lot of my friends, like families, when I'd go to their house, they like it was like a little part of their culture. Like they wouldn't really speak English that well sometimes, and I couldn't really communicate with their family, but it still felt I guess like I don't know, like a fondness for them, or like I was cared for by them. So that kind of inspired me to like learn more about other cultures, and I just chose Japanese because one day in my French class, actually, because I wasn't even studying Japanese, they had a little ad, someone come in and advertise a study abroad program, and I looked at it and was like, oh, you can go to Japan, and that kind of got me going. So yeah.
You reckon if it was something like if it was like a study abroad for like another language, like German or something like that,
Yeah.
instead of Japan, it would have been that?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, because I feel like that just kind of sowed the seeds for me being interested. I went there, and that was like my first experience independently going abroad, being in the care of like a whole nother culture's family. So after that, I just continued.
And it's gone from there.
Yeah.
Which is interesting to think, like, it's mainly because, like, you had an openness to, like, learning other cultures, and it was just, in your French class, somebody came in one day, and why wasn't it, like, a French study abroad versus, like...
Well, the thing is, they didn't advertise, they just advertised the whole, like, program themselves. They let you go to any country if you, they're called AFS. They had a lot of different branches and all over the globe, So
when you went to Japan, where'd you live in Japan? It was
in Chiba.
It's
like
where is that, in north
prefecture? I forgot what. It's near Tokyo, but it's like also near the coast, so it's sort of in the middle. Yeah, central. Yeah.
East side, west side.
Kind of near the bend of Japan.
West side. No.
Oh.
What side of the
east side? Yeah. Yeah, Tokyo, eastern city. That's what Tokyo.
And then how long did you live there?
Only for like 8 months. I just stayed with the host family.
That's a good amount of time, though. 8 months in another country, Japan.
Yeah.
You really get immersed, probably like.
Yeah.
Enhanced your Japanese, like.
Oh yeah. Once I came home, I was able to like advance into a like upper level class in high school, and so definitely like accelerates if you're learning a language to start it off in that country.
And then you've been to Japan one more time after that, or 2 more?
No, I haven't been to Japan.
You haven't?
That. No. I went to Korea.
Yeah. That's what it was. Don't speak Korean? A little bit of Korean?
No, I tried learning a little bit, but I think I don't know, didn't have any academic way to pursue it, and I mean, I self-studied a lot, but it just kind of got bogged down, and then, They
don't teach Korean at
No, they don't teach Korean there. They don't teach Korean in a lot of places.
Is Korean not widely spoken as, like, Japanese?
I don't think so. I mean, I think only recently Korea has, like, became really popular in like American culture. So, or it's just
Because how many do you know how many more people live in South Korea versus Japan, or is it Japan?
No,
Like,
I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, South Korea is like way smaller than Japan, so
in like geographic size or the population size?
Geographic size. So
Geographic
I don't
size.
know. I can't speak to. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't want to say anything. Yeah.
Please say. It's like Tokyo. Tokyo has, I think Tokyo has like 20 plus million people, something like that.
Wow, really? I believe it.
Maybe I shouldn't speak. I don't. I believe it does, but even so, think how like a dot Tokyo is on the map. And I always like to use the example of like just how many people live in Alaska, where I'm from. Somewhere between 800 and 900,000 people live in Alaska.
Yeah.
Think how big geographically the size of Alaska is in comparison to Tokyo, and how many individuals live in that small space.
Way more condensed.
Just
area.
condensed.
Yeah. Stacked on top
No
of each other.
open area.
Yeah. Everything's built
Yeah.
like vertically. Yeah.
Vertically, big time. And then the aspect of like how many of those individuals actually feel connected versus disconnected.
Yeah. Who knows?
And it's like contradictory. Like, I'm gonna go live in the city where there's all these people, so I can be connected with them.
Yeah.
But a lot of times people are not connected to that. Big
Yeah.
city aspect.
Yeah.
Because we need that space, brother. We need that space.
I mean, I'm sure they feel a community with each other, but also just depends on culture. Like in Japan, Japan's frowned upon to like just speak to strangers.
Yeah.
But in America, it's kind of more seen as like, oh, you're people kind of value someone being outspoken and like sociable to strangers and like public speaking.
Yeah.
But
I experienced that like just on the cruise ship. Like,
Yeah.
crew members that'll be like, well, you talk to everybody. Why do you do that? Like,
Yeah.
Like, I enjoy connecting with people. But
Yeah.
It's kind of like,
yeah.
it's seen as like a good trait to have.
Yeah,
in
no, it
America.
is. Yeah, definitely. In America, it's like we value individualism more than
big time individualism.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me like in Japan right now, if it's still the case, like their population is decreasing
Yeah.
because like individuals don't actually develop physical relationships.
I mean, I think it's a whole bunch of factors, but from what
Okay,
I remember,
that's
I
one
think
aspect,
I think it's like because it's been like such a like high pressure thing for like kids, women,
Test scores.
girls and boys, test scores to get into like a like great college, and then after that, like get into like start working. And
Everybody's like main focus, like the
Yeah.
hierarchy of success would be like job advancement or career advancement,
Yeah,
professional
yeah.
career advancment,
yeah.
and then somewhere I don't know where you reckon like
And
relationships.
and then also
family.
I think Japan used to be a lot more like domestically the girl like wouldn't work, she would stay home, but now it's becoming like obviously it's more like modernized now, so the girls are like they want to go out and like work and have
A quality aspect.
Quality
aspect
of course, yeah. I feel like it
professional
shouldn't even have to say that, but
Okay, yeah, that's true.
but the thing is, like a lot of Japanese companies still have like this like really kind of conservative mentality where they don't want to hire girls that are like married or girls that could get pregnant because they don't want to have to put up with them like having like maternity leave, and
Loss
so
of productivity.
so a lot of times like or from I don't know a lot of girls will like not marry because they value like advancing their career more, so then because of that like they don't want to, they see like, oh, marrying a man's just gonna make it harder for me to so then I think a lot of people aren't like having kids anymore and getting married.
I remember like on I think it was like one of the Vice did a piece on like just like the underground world of like how people like get their satisfaction.
People, how they try to show affection,
like the cuddling thing.
Yeah, exactly. Things like
people pay
that.
for just cuddles.
Yeah, because there isn't
And they're
a
like
lot
dressed
of
up as like anime.
yeah. Just the maid cafes. Yeah, I think people try to look for affection in different ways because, I mean, I don't know. I think casual sex isn't like that big of a thing as it is in America. Or not as
or like
accepted.
in other parts of the world too. Yeah.
Yeah. Here it's kind of just like, oh, people don't care if you go to a party and sleep with someone and never talk to them again. But I think it's less of a big thing there. I could be wrong. I don't know. It's what I've heard.
Well, in Japan, that aspect.
Yeah, in Japan. Yeah.
I should ask Reiko. Reiko, the acupuncturist, on that.
Yeah.
She's from Tokyo. Should ask Reiko. Reiko, if you ever watch this, drop me a line.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Yeah.
That's neat though. When do you think you'll go back to Japan? Put it this way.
I mean, I want to.
So when you're steady with like constant inflow of
once
resources,
I start working, I either want to start applying to jobs in Japan and then work for do
Do you have contacts right now in Japan? Like people you know?
Yeah, I know people there, but no one in like the
What
tech
about?
industry.
Just remember this, Makoto.
Yeah.
Is he
Makoto still works at NEU though.
Oh, he does.
He's like a professor there now.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, so, but I think he's trying to change schools. He might move back to Japan, but yeah, I can always hit it on up.
Yeah.
But I actually want to work there. I don't want to just go visit.
Yeah,
I want to like live there, and so more immersion.
Do you think you would ever consider like you couldn't get? I don't know how it would work for citizenship.
It's pretty tough to
Is
get
it?
citizenship, but they're actually making it easier to get a visa because of the whole population decline. They're gonna make it easier for skilled laborers like engineering or anyone like that to get a visa. So
Cool. So it's
yeah,
like
that'll
more-
be easier for me. Yeah.
Especially the process, like somebody hires you, but then doesn't like slow down the process, or like, yeah, you know what? Because it's so difficult to get this visa.
Yeah. So it's usually you
It
can
takes
just have a company sponsor you and you can get a work visa once they say they're going to hire you. It's pretty not too challenging.
Dang,
I
that's
mean, there's still a
exciting.
lot of hoops you got to go through, but as long as it doesn't
Wow.
take forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really hope that's the case where you're able to do that, because I know you. I know
Yeah,
that, like,
yeah.
You
I'm
very, like,
sure.
You appreciate the culture. You really find it
Yeah.
interesting and
Yeah.
like,
And I'm pretty
stimulating.
close with a few companies, so I don't have any doubt that in the future,
yeah.
once I get that extra oomph,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, if I can ever help and make that happen, just let me know.
Yeah, of course. If there's any way you can finagle your way in the
Yeah,
Japanese
man. I know people too.
government
Yeah.
system,
I know people in Japan, but I don't know them like involved with the tech field.
Yeah. That's okay. There's always a way.
You make it happen though.
Yeah.
Definitely make it happen.
Yeah.
That'd be neat, man. Then I'll come visit you at some point in
Yeah.
Japan.
Yeah.
We'll go to the ramen house, noodle house, get sushi galore.
Yeah.
Other ones. What are some other things I want to see in Japan? I haven't
We
even
gotta
much
go
thought.
sightseeing. We gotta go to the forest
Embrace
and
the bidets.
the bidets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that like known as a Japanese thing? Or like thought of as
It's
a
only
Japanese
it's
thing?
only like Japan and Italy for whatever reason embraced bidets.
Yeah.
The outside world out of those two countries have not necessarily fully embraced the bidet, which is probably one of the most efficient ways to continue on with a very clean rest of the day.
Yeah. I mean,
You just
people,
feel fresh.
people are sensitive about the area. They usually don't like things being sprayed into.
It's like for guys,
some
become 50
orifices.
years old, we definitely get more sensitive.
Yeah.
I remember, it's somewhere around this area. I went to like a Korean barbecue place with you. We like the small.
Oh, gyukaku. That's actually like a Japanese one.
They have a bidet
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
and it's like a heated seat. It has like an air dryer on it.
Yeah. The whole shebang.
The whole shebang.
Yeah.
Different pressures,
Yeah.
of some sorts. I'm all in favor of that.
Yeah.
Bidets. I think the next person in charge of politics, wherever, should implement bidets. I reckon.
I don't know if you can force people to use.
We're not about
something
forcing.
that-
We're about just consideration. Just
Yeah. Well, I mean,
consider.
it's legal.
Consider what legal for.
I mean, people can use bidets if they want. If they want to
Yeah, that's a
install
good
them.
point, man. I just wonder why it doesn't take up. Like, do you think it requires like a lot of resources?
No, I think people just don't like them, dude. Most
Oh.
people I talk to, they're like, "Oh, that's uncomfortable. I don't want something spraying into my butt."
But it's just clean. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's the consensus. I think that's just why.
How would it be different than like take a shower? You clean yourself.
Yeah, but do you take the shower head and like spray it right into your butt?
If you want to get clean, make it clean. That's
I
all.
don't know. It's just
If you want to get clean,
it's all what you're comfortable with. We learned, or we're
Sure.
taught different.
comfortability.
Modes
We
of
base our decisions
comfortability.
off of fear or love. So either we're fearful or loveful in that act,
Wow,
and we'll just keep it like that.
I don't buy into
Oh, you don't buy into that?
No, dude.
Fair enough.
that.
You're
Well, I
very
mean-
stingent on like your decision. Like this is.
Oh no, I mean, I don't know. The whole fear and love thing.
How about pleasure and displeasure? We base it off
Yeah.
of pleasure and displeasure.
I don't know. There's a whole spectrum of human emotions.
There are, man. There's like about 7 empowering ones. There's 7 disempowering ones.
Yeah.
So we want to go off the empowering ones
Yeah.
first, of course.
Yeah.
Recognize when you're having the disempowered, and then recognize how you can process it back to
Yeah.
empowering, I would say. Transition now into a little deeper question. So, Thomas, what do you want to do or be before you die?
Do or be before I die?
Do or be?
I don't know.
Because you can, and this is like all in your court as far as how you want to interpret the question for yourself.
I mean, once I have the free the free time, and once I start actually making income,
Don't
that
even
I
think
can
about that.
provide
Just
for
like, what do you
myself.
want to do before you die?
Yeah, I mean,
Forget like the constraints of it.
I just want to be fucking
Just
good at
just
piano.
say exactly. Yeah, there you go, man.
I want
When
to
you
be.
get
I
a
want
piano.
to get. I don't know. Be like a virtuoso at music theory,
Ah.
even though that's like a rare thing for anyone to become. But yeah, just
Even-
learn music theory, be able to, I don't know, have jazz sessions one day in my late age on piano,
Yeah. You
improvisation
yeah.
abilities. Yeah.
So just piano itself, or even beyond piano.
I mean, once you learn music theory, if you can pick up another instrument, then
Music
Then you can
theory.
apply it
Music.
to-
Yeah. Music theory is just like another word for like.
it's sort of like what
studying
yeah,
of
it's the
music,
study of
just
music.
how music comes together, beats or
Yeah.
noises, and
It's
how
sort
you
of-
can articulate it and transition.
It's
it
like
all.
what humans has observed music, like the patterns in music, and like what
Oh,
sound,
yeah.
what certain patterns and what certain like I don't know, what certain like what's the word? I can't think of the word for it, but the way I don't know things we've observed that like sound pleasant or have an effect in music or have some way of doing something. I don't know, like chord structures, how melody structures on top of chords, like
Okay.
what works, what doesn't.
Yeah.
Things
A
like
little
that.
more engineering aspect, like how
Sort
you
of, yeah,
flow with the
yeah.
chords and
A lot of it is
the
like
melody.
mathematical. It's like ratios in between certain
Like
notes.
looking at beats per minute. Then beats per minute would be part of music theory, wouldn't it?
I mean, sort of. I guess that's more like timing.
That's
I
more
mean,
timing
or
aspect.
like yeah. But music theory is like you have like a root note, and then how many steps away from that root note like makes this feeling.
Yeah.
There's like a major chord, a minor chord. You've heard of stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like,
major.
Yeah,
I tried reading music one time when I was learning like the piano,
yeah.
and I was like really, I was like basic level for the basic level.
Yeah,
That's like my
yeah.
level. My mom taught me a couple of songs briefly. I wish I could remember.
Uh-huh.
It was, I want to say one was like da 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 da.
Am I supposed to register that as a?
Maybe.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But
what
like music didn't really last too long. And then on my cruise contract, when I was in Uruguay, I bought a ukulele.
Yeah.
And for like a month, I looked at learning to play the ukulele.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then I stopped.
What stopped you? What was the?
I'm somebody that needs to learn based off like just seeing video on it, like consistently.
And you couldn't.
And that was really hard to just have suitable connection with video. So like meaning
Yeah.
Wi-Fi or data.
Yeah.
So then I eventually just gave it to somebody that
Uh-huh.
gave them value to that way. But
Yeah.
it was really cool because like ukulele only need 4 chords to play like a good chunk of songs.
Yeah.
But again, like when I was just trying to read the chords, like, and I would use my left hand because I'm right-handed, my left hand would not function at all. And so
Oh,
the
yeah.
aspect of like just having to retrain your body for different movement or
Yeah.
different like thought pattern
Yeah.
on first reading and then translating it with your fingers.
Yeah.
Like when you do piano, like if you do like a really difficult
Yeah.
song and there's a lot of different transitions.
I think that's the most frustrating part of learning an instrument.
Yeah.
There's a lot of exercises you can do to like help map your fingers to where they should go and how to
Yeah.
like sort of do it more intuitively.
Yeah, and then the neat part, you get to a point where you don't even have to like you don't
Yeah,
have to
there's a
fully
point
be
where you have to
present on
think
where
about it,
your
yeah.
fingers are even placed. You just
Yeah.
you can already like you're already ahead and like reading the lines, and you're also at the same time just telling what your hand to do at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. A lot of people can sight read
That's a good state
once
to be
they've
in.
like done it enough. Yeah. So yeah, but I think the most frustrating part is definitely when you first start to learn an instrument. Like obviously, it's like these weird unnatural ways your fingers are moving. Like you're not. It's gonna be annoying because you're not gonna be able to make anything nice
Yeah.
for a while. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
like dexterity aspect. Like I would try to move my ring finger,
yeah.
and I'd be like, wow, I do not have much mobility with it just by itself.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. You start learning how to disconnect fingers from like moving with each other and how to be more dexterity and.
I can't remember. I can't remember if it was like a monkey. I think it was a monkey.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what else they would have used to test, but they did like electrical shock, I believe, with like a monkey to train it to just do like one movement pattern, like with its finger or something like this, over and over and over again, like 10,000 times,
Oh,
10,000
God.
hours, something like that. And then after they did that, the monkey was able to do that pattern like habitually. So it's aspect like you can literally train yourself to do anything. It's just a matter of putting the time and hours into it.
What's the monkey?
I
Didn't
can't
know how.
remember. I
to
might have
do
botched
this
exactly what it was,
movement.
but it's the
Yeah.
aspect of like training like a new movement pattern.
Yeah.
You can literally get your body to do
Oh, yeah, of
anything.
course.
It's just the
I mean,
aspect of
yeah.
time and then constantly using
Yeah.
discipline of the thought process. So like visualizing it, and
Yeah.
it'll come about.
Yeah.
So like something you can do to enhance your playing would just be like the visualization aspect. Like you can visualize yourself playing, and making like these smooth transitions, being able to read and just like
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
visualize that,
Yeah.
and that'll enhance your
Visualizing
playing.
that enhances it, yeah. And then at some point it just becomes muscle memory, like
Yeah.
hand positions.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how a lot of like, I mean, look at violin. There's no frets. You know, a fret is like on a guitar, they're like, or a ukulele, those little lines that
Yeah.
like separate.
It's separation.
And on a violin, there's no frets. You have to like actually
It's-
like know where your finger goes on the string, like lengthwise, and
Yeah.
like you can tell by the pitch if it's right or not. So yeah, that's like pure. People who play violin have like almost like pure muscle memory with their fingers. By like there's nothing telling them where to put them.
Yeah.
Maybe at the beginning they might put dots there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like a totally different aspect than that.
Yeah, it's wild.
There was this guy on the ship.
Hmm.
His name was Jim. He's from Australia, but he was like a member of the entertainment squad. So he played like guitar, and then he had a show where he played a guitar and ukulele at the same time.
Uh-huh.
I think it was a trumpet and a guitar at the same time.
Yeah.
But he had his own YouTube channel of just going around the world and interviewing individuals with different like string instruments. And there's so many different ones out there. And then you think of all the different instruments that are out there that you don't see like on a general scale.
Yeah.
And then you add the aspect of like trying to like read music and play it.
Yeah.
I think it's fascinating.
Yeah.
Because you're like, wow, we're getting back to like endless
Yeah.
possibilities.
Yeah. I mean, literally endless possibilities. It's like what I was telling you about electronic music. Like, if you learn how to program, if you know how to program a synthesizer right and put the right effects on it, you can just fire off sound waves in any pattern, and it's a session.
We got mad respect for individuals that produce electronic music now because of what Thomas described to me. Gave me a Buddha enlightened perspective.
I mean, you never know. There's always people who piggyback off of pre-made sounds. Yeah.
So, aspect for you throughout your life, what you said before, has become. What was the description you had for somebody that mastered music theory or played the piano?
Like a virtuoso.
Virtuoso.
Yeah, like Chopin. I think people thought him as like a virtuoso.
Who would you share that with? Is that just mainly for you playing, or would you want to share that with others?
Definitely want to share it with others. I mean, I think the reason why I like, in my mind, it's such like a gratifying goal is because, I don't know, when you listen to like kind of old like jazz or ragtime music, but with like a full-time band, it just sounds like they're having so much fun, like throwing, like messing around with the chords, like improvising, and I think
it's a form of
there's like a certain energy of that I like would want to be a part of.
Because it's a form of communication in a deeper level. Like, it's a form of communication, like energy or just a way to act or get people to move.
Yeah,
and
for
I
real.
say, that's certainly like not many people can communicate that way.
Yeah, no, it's a trained thing. It's not easy. It's probably one of the hardest things a lot of those musicians do. I've done in
and it's
their
like what you were
lives.
saying before, like when I asked you like excitement for music, you're like, oh, the vibrations and like what the vibrations like that's not fully completely understood. Like how those vibrations get like just trigger hormones or emotions or feelings to bring about action, being like the movement of a body or just what we're taking in from these vibrations.
It's like the last holy realm.
And dude, that's like music vibrations for like pleasure. Like, so when I was working on the ship, I played like these crystal sound bowls, and so like that'd be like sound therapy. Like it's just vibration to help with relaxation, help with entering like a deeper meditation or relieving like tension in the body, or like a white noise. So it's like a different purpose or like a different intention rather than like enjoyment. But what if you could somehow combine, like then you can start combining different structures.
I'm sure you could.
Yeah, let's not get too crazy.
There's something called binaural
beats. Binary beats. I've heard of those. Like a lot of high performance individuals that have to like create stuff, they'll just put in binary beats, and they'll be in that flow state because it gets them nice, relaxed. They don't even notice it. And they're all just honed in on focusing on what they need to get done.
I mean, I think lately in YouTube there's like a huge advent of like lo-fi music being do you know what lo-fi is? It's like
low frequency,
low fidelity. So it's kind of like music that's been like sampled, like little samples of like maybe an old like classical like piano loop, and people will add like beats to it, but like it's very like there's a lot of foley sounds, like you'll hear like the record crackling, you'll hear like things like that where it kind of sounds like it's old, but like there's this, it wasn't that popular like maybe like 4 years ago, but out of nowhere this like, if you go on YouTube and look up like lo-fi like beats. There's like this live channel that's streaming like all the time that like always has like over like 1 million people watching at one time. It's like lo-fi beats, like chill to, and like,
That's cool.
and you can see there's like sort of like everyone that likes it enjoys it, kind of likes it for the same reason. Where I feel like I don't know, it's like it reminds me of binaural beats, even though it's a completely different like theory. But it's like these people put it on and just like they have it in the background. And it helps them focus. And
Yeah,
it's like
it's the same
really,
aspect. It's like white noise.
yeah,
white
sort
noise
of
with
like
a purpose.
yeah. There's nothing that's like blaring. There's nothing that's like sort of like the music kind of follows a like compressed state, like it, or it doesn't have like a lot. It doesn't go out. Yeah. Or it doesn't like. It's not very various with like
Various
the
or versatile.
sound. Yeah.
Like it's that constant.
Like it stays like one constant volume, stays one constant like intensity. Yeah.
I know about that. That's
Yeah.
something
To show you that, yeah, it's nice. But I mean, I just that reminded me of that. That became.
So it acts as like a radio station in a lot of ways because it's, like,
Sort
it's always
of.
constantly streaming.
Yeah, it's on. I mean, but there's also tons of other like producers and people who make that music that got like insanely popular. So something with is resonating with people these days.
Music is
and,
constantly evolving.
Yeah.
Constantly evolving.
An interesting thing about that is like how I mentioned like back in the day when people would make records, like they were trying to work as hard as possible to like get out those sounds that like made it like the crackles, like get rid of any sounds they don't want, make it sound as clean as possible.
And that's going on.
But now it's like going the opposite way, where people kind of miss those things. They're like nostalgic for, where they're like, and it's like weird. It doesn't really, it shouldn't really make sense. You'd think you'd want this like clean, crisp sound, but people kind of there's some sort of emotional weight to like those sounds and like the low fidelity of it.
Yeah. Because like that's the aspect too when like earpieces or headphones have like been constantly changing or evolving.
Yeah.
Because there's the aspect of like analog versus.
Oh yeah, I mean analog's like the.
It's analog versus.
I mean anything that comes out digitalized is digital, but
So
like
it's
a record
digital.
is analog because it's
Okay,
like
it's
actual
analog. So it's
sound
analog
waves.
versus digital. Right?
Yeah.
And like the quality, because like with Apple Music, they go through like a remastering of like they put a lot of music that was like somehow higher quality. Am I just
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
higher
There's
quality for like their earbuds or
yeah.
like,
There's
the
different
headphones?
like MP4s and there's different versions or different. I mean I don't know the names of them, but there's different types
That's
that are
crazy.
more
You're
like
looking to replicate that sound so
Yeah.
it can come across when you put it in your ear.
Yeah.
As if you're right in front of it happening.
Yeah, I mean the thing is like with analog beats, you know, it's like a round wave, but then with digital, it's like a on and off. So you need more data to get those the digital waves to be as like tiny as possible to match the like the curvature of the. And then I think it's all
music theory right there.
Yeah, I mean there's people that are like audiophiles that like swear that like they can hear the difference between these things, but I think there's a certain point where like
that's like Coke and Pepsi, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a great way to master, and there's a great way to have sound systems where you have all the different ranges like working together like well. But I think there's a point where like I think we're not gonna be able to tell that level of detail. I mean, yeah. I don't know.
At the end of the day, man, it's up to personal preference.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Freedom of choice.
Whatever you
Thank
like,
God we're
yeah.
grateful for a country we live in. Freedom of choice.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the guy we saw with the magnaphone today.
Oh yeah, the megaphone hat.
In San Francisco, chanting,
Yeah.
the media is controlling your thoughts.
Yeah.
Vote Republican.
Which is why you should vote Republican.
Which is why you vote Republican, according to
Which
this
is why you
man.
should buy a megaphone hat.
Buy
apparently.
a megaphone hat, according to this guy.
Yeah.
We don't conform to it.
Yeah.
Tom, is there anything else you want to add, man? Like I don't
man.
want to dictate the entire conversation,
You should, yeah.
man.
I
like to
terrible at
free
this.
flowing.
I'm not the
Here's
kind
the
of
thing:
guy.
if you say you're terrible at it, you're gonna be terrible at it. You know?
Yeah, true. But I mean, I'm not gonna get better at this instant. It's like saying I work.
Here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
You don't even think about it as a camera. You just think about it as a conversation.
That's true.
I mean, we do it.
But see, that's one of the
These
things.
are just like talking points. These are
Yeah,
just,
exactly. No, I
Oh,
get you. That's one of the things, though, that I think, as time goes on, you improve at. I mean, with all the interviews I've been doing lately, like I've kind of realized, like sure, there's definitely a way to make sure you're gonna be like prepared and like make sure you have like cover all the general questions before you go into an interview. Make sure you rehearse them as much as you can. But I think there's still something about like being in that moment, like viscerally, that you like can't really train for unless like when you're in, I don't know. Let me try to.
I think I
Once
see
you
where
actually
you're
get
going.
an interview, like you'll be like, wow, like I didn't know like how to control how I was like nervous in this way, or how I like my anxiety in this way, or how to say this thing.
Yeah.
But then as time goes on, like you start realizing, like, I don't know, it gets clearer. But I think sometimes you do need like an exposure to that situation, even though you could go in the mindset being like, no, I'm gonna like rock this interview. Like I'm not bad at it. Yeah, but I don't know.
Saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I consider a lot of like the aspect of you
Yeah.
want to enhance is just like the visualization. So like
Yeah.
whether it's just simple as like the night before, and then the morning of, and then right before, you just constantly have that visualization. Like, oh man, like whatever we talk about, whatever we discuss, I'm gonna go with it with full vigor and like answer as efficiently, clear as possible.
Yeah.
Make my communication spot on.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah, and I think you should definitely not have a mindset that you are terrible at it, but yeah, but I think there's always still something where like unless you're like, it's like I don't know, you have to be in the moment sometimes to really like feel it viscerally and see like what's actually how to respond to things like that, even if you've read about it or like prepared or I don't know, have that mental state. But I don't know.
I like that. No, I like that perspective.
Yeah.
I like that perspective.
Yeah.
So keep it good. Do you want to? I don't even know how long we've been now. Oh my goodness, we're past the 30-minute mark. We need to wrap up. Some of us have to catch a flight here pretty soon as the camera is slowly dying.
Wow.
If anybody would like to send me a new tripod for my phone, that'd be cool. Okay. Sorry, Thomas. Let me give you some love.
Thanks.
Dude, my pleasure, man. Dude, it's been an honor. I think it's about to...
Oh, no.
It's been an honor. We'll just hold it right here. It's been an honor, dude.
Yeah,
appreciate everything you just shared.
Yeah, man. Thanks for
And
letting me
going at it with your...
talk about things I clearly not an expert at, but I appreciate it.
You're an expert by yourself. All the thoughts you have on a daily basis revolve around you primarily.
True.
So you're an expert about yourself.
True.
So what we just did is like mind exploring, mainly you, because just questions asking, and then you just like get a sense of like where you're going with it.
Yeah,
and,
no,
like,
this is a very personal experience for me.
Of course, man. I love it.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate your time and sharing, man. And just
too.
like me just asking, like, hey, Thomas, you want to do a podcast? Not even asking, like, what does that really consist of? 'Cause somebody says podcast, it could be completely different than like what this experience was.
Yeah, that's true.
Versus like what other things can be.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, you made it through.
Well, much love, dude.
Yeah.
And we are in Sunnyvale, California. Whoever wrote
too.
that. Oh, let's see what else
Yeah,
people
you missed
wrote.
all the
I missed
comments
everything.
that people
Belle, if you're still watching, much love. You guys are travelers like crazy. They live in California.
Oh, nice.
Watch
the days. Oh,
PBS
nice.
or live Clemens. Oh, I will eventually be on PBS. I'm replacing Charlie Rose, but I'm all about freedom, so I'm not about the constraints of television networks, fortunately. And what did Miss Amanda...
Alex likes to say whatever he wants.
Amanda Maria, I have a little Japanese in me. Definitely want to go there, and most certainly a place of the ancient. She's cool. She's a country music singer in Orlando, Florida. Quite big.
Wow,
quite big.
that's beautiful.
I did not know she had Japanese.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think
cool.
she asked about music earlier.
A song can transfer you to another place.
Yeah.
I'm definitely with you on that. That's cool. Yeah, she's cool to talk about because the aspect of just getting perspective on a musician.
Yeah. I think I saw a comment she made earlier. She might have.
Is he in music?
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not in music. I like music a lot.
Dude, but you know a lot of people that are in music too, though.
Yeah, but that's
you've been caught.
You can say about anyone.
That's true. That's true. But that's like meaning. Like, how do you want to get meaning out of like somebody asking you like, "Are you in music?"
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Music. I used to play. Didn't you play the violin? You played the violin in university.
You're in
music. I read the header, but I just turned in here. So
no, don't worry. I didn't talk much about music.
True. Donna. We'll eventually go on that cruise, Donna. I don't think you're watching anymore. I'm having... Oh,
we already went over that.
Cool. All right. Quiet mode turned on. All right, much love. Thank you so much, Thomas.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you too, man.
We're going to go on to Instagram and do a little game. You're going to like it.
God.
Much love. As always, E-Nation, come back to you in the light. So peace, love, unity, respect, and as always, passion. Catch you later.